Hi everyone, welcome back to Love Shots. Okay, what are we getting juicy into today? I have a feeling
It's NRE.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that is one of my favorite parts of any relationship.
NRE is new relationship experience. And so it's that, it's those flutters you get when you have a new relationship, whether it's a one night stand or the new guy you're dating or the girl you're dating.
You know that
Yeah.
I just feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and
Yeah.
this person is so fabulous, so wonderful, perfect that you can't stop thinking about them. You just had a one night stand with them and you can't get it out of your head either.
Well, it's also for all those who just love falling in love. Love falling in love. There's those.
You are so that girl,
Yes, I
like
am.
you think that's gonna last for a lifetime.
If you have multiple people, that's how it lasts for a lifetime.
Well, I know, but then you're constantly going through people after people.
No, I don't think it's
You
like
don't
that.
have.
No.
Well, how else do you keep?
Well, that's just it. I think it's just having a little bit of variety. At least for me, it is a little bit of variety. I still have this, and it makes my relationship like my primary partner relationship. Uh, it even makes it NRE there. I'm going to give an example. It was
I never had that.
You never had that? Oh my goodness.
Even
Yeah.
that you think it does for you. It creates an
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
renews an NRE
Yes.
experience. I do
Yes.
not have that. I'm also a girl that, don't get me wrong, I love the NRE. I mean, I enjoy
Yeah.
it, but I even like the phase after it. I like the comfortable phase, not lazy, but
Yeah.
like someone comfortable, someone familiar. That next
Well,
phase too. I like
Yeah.
all the different types of phases.
Oh, I like those too. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
but not
But
no.
you can have both, honey.
You are really hooked on the NRE. Like that
I do
is
love
what
it.
you prefer. You're not a big fan of the others, from what I've seen of you
Well,
in
you don't see me all the time.
relationships. Of what I see
Yeah.
in you in relationships. You are so just like NRA is my thing and I love it and everything's fabulous about it.
Well, it's like this. I love falling in love. I love those new feelings and stuff. But I also like, once you get to know somebody, you're feeling them out, but you're still exploring. And, I mentioned this a minute ago, was like, how can you have NRE, that new relationship experience with someone you've been with for a long time? Like a husband or a wife or a girlfriend or boyfriend. It's this simple, at least for me in these lifestyles. That's one of the benefits of practicing an open relationship lifestyle, being polyamorous myself. Um, when my partner is with another person, you know, and they come back to me, my partner is different for a moment. My
Well,
partner is
yes.
very different.
It's because
And
they've been with
I
someone
know.
else.
And just like I said,
and that
yeah.
other person
Yeah.
likes different things than you do.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's that
So
influence.
they know
Yeah.
because of that they do different things.
Right.
So a different side of your partner ends up coming out that you don't typically experience
right.
with them
You're right.
because they do the same thing with you.
Yeah.
So for that other girl, it's the same way for her if she's with a long-term partner.
Well, it could be. Yeah.
When I was the other girl,
Yeah.
I just liked having a partner who did something different, who was that I could
Yeah.
engage with differently than I
Differently, yes.
can my
Right.
regular. I want to try this flavor and this flavor and this flavor so that I can have all these different experiences and still go back with my
You sound like you
partner.
like it's an amusement park ride
My
situation.
body's an amusement park. I mean, seriously, everybody's is.
Yeah.
It's got a roller coaster in it called your stomach. It has the tilt-a-whirl, which is a bit like falling in love.
Yeah.
You know, it's got the thrill and the excitement of action and comedy and
Oh, you're funny.
I mean, your entire body is an amusement park.
Yeah.
Because isn't that all the feelings that amusement parks give?
Well, it can.
That
I'm sure.
people go for?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you even get a little scared. You know, so your body is an amusement park. And, you know, have fun with it.
Well, I don't know how we got off on that one. You know, that new relationship experience, you know, obviously, you know, it's not totally that with a partner you've been with, but, you know, it's like I said, they get influences from being with those other partners. They pick up tricks, they pick up traits, they smell different. And so when they come back to you, you're like, oh, honey, you know, and especially, you know, that's an important part of our poly, in my partner, my primary partner's relationship and I, is really about, hey, you know, we like everybody where everybody's dating to a degree. You know, it's like we enjoy their company. They're good people. It's not like anything that really turns us off. And I think that's a big thing that doesn't blow the vibe when you have new relationship experiences.
I think that all depends on the people.
Well, that's the
involved.
poly, isn't it? Poly, it's where poly's different for everybody.
I mean,
Because you're right.
Well,
not
no,
everybody's like
even
that.
swinging,
Yeah.
everybody's different.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
You know, everybody goes into swinging differently. They all go into those multiple partner experiences very differently.
Well, I've got a girlfriend that does an entirely different type of poly. And like I said, there's so many different variations. But, you know, there's the basics. The basics is, you know, you're going to communicate. You love. You have feelings for these people. You develop and you invest in the relationships. And I got a girlfriend right now, and she's dating 4 people. And she tells everybody she's poly right from the beginning. It's like, hey, I'm poly. And
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
it's really good because you're
Open
communicating that because
is
you do not.
huge.
Yes, you do not want to start seeing someone being a poly person or
And
even
set the wrong precedents for the relationship.
Yes, ethical non-monogamy, and that's a really, really important. It's the communication that you have between partners and letting them know, hey, I'm seeing a few other people or somebody, and I have this, but I'm poly, and you know, I'm interested in dating multiples.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I have stories behind those things.
And so it's, you know, it's
not everybody takes that the same way.
But it's different because, you know, there's people who date who are single. That's why I brought up my girlfriend, because she's single, but she's a poly single person, and you're like, well, you know, versus being a married poly person like myself, and it's a very different scope. You know, my partner and I, we date people like that all the time. And it's just kind of like, you know, one of the new terms these days is the polycule, you know, so it's everybody's kind of connected in this some deal. But in that situation.
So what exactly is a polycule? Because I've heard many different definitions.
Right. Well, the polycule, you know, conceptual, this single poly person is dating 3 or 4 other people or however many people, and those people are all poly too, and maybe they're all poly single, or maybe some of them are actually partnered in a primary relationship and they're dating them just like somebody would be dating me and my partner. But the neat thing is everybody knows about each other because they'll talk like, hey, but they may not actually sit down and know each other, like sitting around the family table.
Okay, so what you're really saying is they know of each other, but they don't necessarily know each other. Now, see, my experience in just open lifestyles is I have literally seen couples predominantly in the swing community. I have literally seen couples go in to partake, and the wife has totally different tastes than the husband does. And they play together and separately, but they don't always, the husband isn't always like real kosher with who his wife picks and vice versa. And they're totally okay with that. Yeah. Like they have that amount of autonomy.
Like it doesn't matter, like, hey.
So, that's been my experience that I have witnessed. Now, me personally, in my own relationship dynamics, like,
because you're poly, right?
I'm just kind of open lifestyle, ethical non-monogamy.
Okay.
I'm poly. I've been a swinger. I've been a kinkster. Right. So I'm not just one thing.
Right.
So I like to say I'm more ethically non-monogamous.
Yes.
Overall, that pretty much covers the whole gambit.
Yeah, right.
And then I break it down for people.
I guess that's where ethical non-monogamy comes in, because it really kind of is a blanket term to having
No.
successful relationships of all those ones you
Right,
mentioned.
of all different types.
Even
So,
swinging, you've got to be.
For me personally, if it's my inner circle of people that I'm being intimate with, in those ways, like my partner, maybe it's a steady, couple that I've been seeing, or a steady girl, or a steady guy. That's kind of my inner circle.
Yeah.
I like to kind of know who, like meet them, know who else they're sleeping with, who they are as people. Like, what are their ethics? What are their morals? Are they a total douchebag and my other partner's getting taken advantage of? It's kind of like a checks and balances for the balance of the group.
Well, yeah.
And I haven't always liked my other partners extra sex partners.
Their choices.
That's their choice, as long as my whole perspective is ultimately, I don't have to like them. I'm not directly sleeping with them.
Right.
And as long as they treat my partner, my other partner, well, be nice to them, aren't taking advantage of them, treat them appropriately, I really don't have too much of an issue.
Right.
But if any of those things don't happen, I got issues.
Well, it's like, it's like you love your partner, your primary partner, and you want people that are in their life to pursue to love them too. And to treat them well. And that's really it. It's like, that's what I want from I want to know.
I want somebody
know
who wants to do that for me too.
Right.
But not constrict so tightly that I don't have my autonomy, but I'm still including.
You hear that, boys?
I am a big autonomy girl. Like, I always have been.
Yeah.
And I respect other people's autonomy. Like, it's important to respect other people's autonomy for me, because I want mine respected.
Yeah.
No matter, I get that sometimes autonomy can rub each other the wrong way.
Oh, yes.
I do understand that. I'm not...
It's a growing moment, isn't it?
I'm not ignorant to it. It's part of the self-learning process for me, and self-development and self-evolution for me to partake like that. So... I always try to look at it like, what do I have to learn from this? Because technically and ethically, my partner's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
So it's my issue that I need to look at myself and go, hey, what the fuck's up?
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you tripping for? Because there just is no reason to be feeling this way, but acknowledge that I'm feeling this way and try to figure out why I'm feeling
well, it's
this
jealousy,
way.
honey. It's jealousy.
Oh, it's not always jealousy. Sometimes it's because of past relationships and insecurities of things that have taken place. Sometimes it's a trust issue. There's a myriad of reasons why that takes place.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just jealousy.
Well, there is. There's other things like just spending time. You're like, I want that time from them, or something like that. Maybe it can be a lot of things. It's a lot of scheduling. Like I think we mentioned in an earlier podcast, having an open relationship and being in one, especially being in a primary one while you're doing that, which is what I think both of us are doing, right? Is that what we're doing? I'm doing that in my relationship.
We are not doing that together,
not together,
but although that has been toyed with.
Yeah, I know. You thought
for years. We've known each other a really long time. I am currently. I've been in several of them at the same time.
Well, that's what I thought.
I've been through several of them throughout my entire dating experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, it's like I came out at 16 and hit the ground running with it.
Wow.
But I have to say, I can't, which I was not raised this way at all. It just was my nature. It was just, it felt natural. It felt like it really
Yeah.
fit. So I went with it.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you something else, and I just totally blipped out of my mind. I'll think of it later.
Oh goodness.
So you were
Yeah.
talking about, you thought we were both in similar
Well,
situations.
similar situations. That's what I was meaning, because I know my partner and I, we do like to meet the other people.
Yeah.
We like to, we want to meet them at least. This doesn't mean we hang out a lot, but I like to meet them. But it's nice when we find opportunities to have partners that either he and I are dating, that we actually all really get along together. And hey,
yeah.
sometimes we all sleep together, and we, like I was saying,
And sometimes there's
Yeah.
no sleeping at all.
right, no sleeping at all.
Literally
Yeah.
and kind of figuratively,
Yeah.
because sometimes it's like you all just get along so well,
Well,
but
yeah.
you don't all
And
have
there's
that
nothing like
Yeah. sexual chemistry together.
Yeah.
But you love hanging out with each other,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not a big deal.
Well, it's like
Because then it's like you got a new friend too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's great.
You do, and it's like, or you have a menage a trois or more. It's like, because you like, hey, let's bring ours. Maybe I bring my friend, you bring your friend, and so forth. And we've had things like that. We've actually had.
Is that
things
kind of like sharing clothes with your girlfriend?
I don't know, sharing it with your partner is like, hey, we're sharing lovers. Sometimes we do share lovers, and I don't know, it makes it fun. That's just kind of our poly dynamic. That's what we like. We sometimes like that, but I want to like, who they like.
Yeah,
too. I want to be attracted. I'm not just like.
So that's
I do want to be attracted. I want to have
your...
some level of attractance to them. Yeah, whether it's intellectually.
Really? So would you then have an issue if you like the person as a person, but you weren't attracted to them, that your other
Right.
partner keeps having relations with them, but
Yeah.
you're not sexually attracted to them? Is that an issue in those
Oh.
dynamics? Because I
Well,
don't.
it's not.
I don't
issue.
have that problem.
Right.
Yeah, but you.
But I wouldn't
it,
sleep with them. I wouldn't sleep with them.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not a. That's.
You're right. If I
It's
don't
not
have the
about
attraction,
that, because
Well,
you made it sound like if
Well,
you have issues if you're not physically attracted to them.
well,
And I'm so
I-
not that way.
I will say that,
Because
yeah.
I have dated people that I've literally had people come up and go, "Why are you with them?"
Yes,
And I'm like, "Are
yeah.
you?" Because aesthetically,
Yeah.
they're not who a lot of people think I should be dating.
Right.
And it doesn't matter to
Yeah.
me as long as the person inside is good.
Well, I agree with the person.
I know that
inside,
may
and-
sound a little
yes.
romantic, dreamy,
Well,
and cheesy, but
I'm close to that.
I've got a really broad
But
spectrum.
I know you do. I know, but like I said, I'm close to that. I'm a little variation of it. It is about the person. I gotta like the person. But
Well, I
there-
know, but we're
yeah.
talking about your other.
Yeah, my
Partners.
partners. Yes, I gotta like the person.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Partners, my other partners.
Okay, so my other partners. Gosh, that opens up a whole book. Oh my God. So early on when that started happening, definitely I think I ran into feelings where I didn't feel like my partner was dating somebody that was quite up to my caliber, or what I felt like was my caliber. But I didn't know
this
him yet.
is your
Hold on.
partner's partner.
Exactly.
It's
I
not
know, but I'm saying
yours.
early on. Early on. I had this issue. And so early on, my partner would be dating somebody and was like, and I'm like, but I really have to get to know him. And I didn't get a chance to really, it's like, brief meeting and stuff like that. But I was like, I had some feelings like, I'm not sure he's making good judgment. It's like, what are you doing here kind of situation. And it's a little bit, it makes you uneasy.
Sketchy.
I know it's a little sketchy. I know.
that's a little
And so I
sketchy.
had to work with that and try to understand it. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Well, I need to meet the people. I need to meet them. And that can go two ways. It can go like, you don't like them. And then you're like, your partner's like, hey, honey,
We gotta have a
we have a talk about this one. And we do that. But it's not like I control it.
It's not an issue if you're not physically attracted to your partner's partner.
Correct.
For your partner to keep
having the partner, correct.
Yeah.
But I have to
Keeping
like
the
the
partner.
person, and which means if we run into that situation,
So
my
are
partner
you,
and I...
hold on.
Yeah.
No. Are you open to the same thing being done to you? So
Well,
if
sure.
one of your
Yeah.
partners came to you and was like, I don't like the person, you need to stop seeing them.
Yes, I would.
You would
Yeah.
literally stop, no questions,
Well, we would
no
talk. We would talk
issues,
about it.
no,
And I'd ask why.
no
Why don't you like
hang-ups. I
them?
mean,
I'd want to hear them out, because the thing is, and it's not just like, oh, I don't like it with no reason. It's like, tell me I don't like it because of this, this, and this.
I know, but
And
what if
yeah.
you're really having a huge NRE moment with that person?
Oh, well.
And your partner
blows it.
comes
It
up and
blows it.
says,
It blows it.
hey.
Yeah.
So does it blow it whether you stay with that undesired, that
Well,
partner or not? Does it blow the
If
NRE for you one
Yes.
way or the other?
Yes, it does. It blows the NRE completely. And that's because of my connection with my primary partner, and because what they think matters a lot to me. And it matters a lot. And so we have that's the kind of poly we have, So we have that communication, and he's the same way. It's just like we have that kind of communication with each other. And that's where we're comfortable with it. But past that, like, hey, I don't have to be physically attracted to your lover, honey. But it's like, as long as I like them as a person, hey, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But if I have issues with them as a person, yes, I'm going to have issues with it. I'm going to let my partner know. My partner and I have a relationship and a trust and communication that is strong enough that we've worked on. Because you got to work
Keyword,
on it.
worked on.
So that we can literally say, hey, this person's I'm uneasy about this because of this, and this, because my partner knows, and I know about my partner, that we have worked through those jealousy things. We've worked through those.
Oh my gosh, those
stages. The stages that you have to do it. Right. So it's not just like, oh, I'm jealous kind of situation. No, there's actually legitimate. If I bring something up or he brings something up, there's a reason. And we trust each other. So that's the connection between the primaries.
But that's a built-in. But we're not talking about the primaries.
No, I know we're not. But I'm saying is my primary and I have that.
But what if it's a secondary?
Well, the secondary
that comes and does it.
Oh,
that's what my question was.
Your question is if a secondary partner comes and says, I don't like your husband.
No, I didn't say
like
your husband.
Or who? Who does
another
like?
Partner.
Oh. So
because I've had those experiences. Yeah. I've had multiple partner relationships. Yeah. And one of the secondary partners doesn't like one of the others. Okay. And then it can start,
Well, it
gets real sketchy.
Yeah, this is where it gets, this is why you have to work and invest.
That's why I'm asking. You're having an NRE experience with somebody, and one of your secondary partners comes up and says, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Would you be just drop them, or... how do you work? How did you work through that?
Well, it depends on one of two things. One, it depends on if I have like more than one poly partner. If that secondary partner is coming and saying that about my primary partner, it's a no-go. And so I'm like, well, hey, my primary. Well, you don't like my primary
it's a
partner.
Primary. That's why it's a primary.
Right, but if that secondary doesn't like another secondary, I would talk to him and ask him, like, well, what are your issues? What's going on? Let's communicate. That's where the communication comes in with the poly.
But what if it's a second who doesn't like the third?
Well, the same thing. I do the same thing. I was like, what do you not like? We're going to sit down, we're going to talk, and then I'm going to go talk to the other one, and then I'm going to get them together. And that's what I would do. I'd get everybody together. We're going to set, it's called, there we have the kitchen table polyamory. Yeah. So it's like, that's what we're all going to sit down
like we're going to hash this out over the kitchen table.
But you know what?
And get this figured out.
But this brings up something very, very, key point that makes me think of, the kind of poly that I ideally like to have, my partner likes to have, and what we wanted is to have basically, these people it's our family. It's like our extended family.
Yeah, it is. It's a chosen family of
it
sorts.
really is.
If it
Yes.
gets to that level.
Yes, if it gets to that level. And so ideally, hey, we come up, we have dinners every so often together. We do holidays together. We do, you do that, and everybody understands, hey, there's scheduling and everybody needs individual time. And so that scheduling that we talked about earlier, everybody understands that. And you got everybody like on a group scheduler, it's like, and everybody's like, okay, where we fit in. So it works. And you look for that symbiotic relationship. Otherwise, it's chaos. I think that's probably.
Well, no, I
you
mean,
gotta find,
you have an NRE, and then there's that next phase, because
Yeah.
some people that NRE lasts for a month. Some people that NRE feeling lasts a week.
Yeah.
It all varies.
It's like that newlywed stage or something like
Oh
that.
my
It's
gosh,
like
yes.
Or the crush stage.
And it can be so much fun, because you can end up, I don't know. What usually happens with me is you end up fucking everywhere.
Oh, God.
Like, literally. Like, you can't keep your hands off of each other.
Yeah.
You're just trying to figure out a way how you're going to slip away from the family gathering to go bang each other. And hope to God nobody hears it.
Goodness.
That's
my
the
God.
NRE. And that part of it is
Yeah.
fantastic. And I
Yeah.
love that part of it.
Oh, I do too. That is the fun part. And that's really fun about having, having more than one relationship. It keeps all these dynamics going. You keep these new relationship experiences flowing and changing up. And it makes it very, very colorful. And you get, if it's you'll either love it and it's your jam, or it's not. And if it is, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work too. And you have to have those experiences.
Don't kill our hope. I mean, come
It's good work.
on. I don't find it as work, because
Yeah.
it's it's the relationship,
true. I
and
get it.
you're
So invested.
it's an experience. It's investing.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
Well, I think, I say work because it's when you get more, if you get multiples, like you're talking about second and third.
Anytime you
Oh my
have
gosh.
more than one person,
Yeah.
it takes communication. And that's,
Yeah.
it's just that simple.
Well, I mean,
that's
give an
all
example.
it is.
There's
Even in
yeah.
the NREs.
Oh, I hear
So it's just the way it
Yeah.
ends up happening.
Yeah, well, it's getting all those partners together. When you have beyond a second, you got your primary, you got your secondary, you get a tertiary. That's where it's work, because it's scheduling and the communication.
Yeah, but that's
and
no
getting everything
different
done.
than
Yeah.
going, hey, this friend wants to go to this party, and this friend wants to go to this
true,
concert.
Yeah. But if you got so many
It's not
friends,
any
honey.
different. It's not any different. It's just the same thing,
Yeah. Well,
it's
keeps-
just
yeah.
these friends have a little bit of extra to them. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am excited for next episode of Love Shots. See you then.